Figured I'd make a little video on this. Some of you guys are gonna like it, some of you guys are gonna hate it. Doesn't matter. Um, but listen, a lot of people wonder why is Ford the number one selling pickup, and they say, well, first of all, they don't really count Chevy and GMC as one truck, which basically I don't know why they have two different brands. But when you add them both up, I really don't know what the actual results are. It's all manipulated statistics. But let's talk about this. Why is Ford the number one selling pickup? This is the Chevy. Here's the Ford. Okay. Cancel. I don't want to chat with somebody. I just want to look at this. So, right here, for the Crew Cab Ford, it is $34,695 MSRP. For the base model Chevy, it is, for the same thing, which is right here, $36,295. And okay, so why is it this way? Why do they have why is Ford the number one selling pickup? And this is pretty much across the board. Any product or service that you sell, the cheapest one sells the most. Does that mean it's better? Okay, Ford's got an aluminum body. Chevy has a steel body. Steel bodies rust, aluminum bodies corrode. You ever seen aluminum that's corroded? Okay, when aluminum corrodes, it just falls to dust. I think I'd rather have a rusted truck than I would one made out of aluminum that corrodes and falls to dust. Because I work on signs, and signs, when they get corroded, they just collapse. At least steel gives you a little bit of a warning. And then, it lets you know that it's getting bad. And then all of a sudden, that there's holes in it and it's going to be weakened. When the aluminum all of a sudden just falls to dust and then comes apart. So to me, and Ford has a reputation, ever since Henry Ford started the Model T, he's gone with the cheapest of the cheap stuff. They've always made everything the cheapest. They get the cheapest parts. They get the cheapest everything, the cheapest vendors, the cheapest everything. And then they turned it into a business to make a cheap so-and-so. When Chevy, I'm not going to say that they're perfect, that they don't have problems, that all of them do. I mean, every one of the vehicles out there right now, especially when you're talking about, the 3/4 ton market, that's a whole different issue. The Ford vendors they use and the Chevy vendors they use, each one of them has their issues. But, all in all, I would definitely take an Allison tranny over the Ford tranny, and I would definitely take a Duramax over the Ford 6.7, especially when they put ceramic bearings in the turbo in the first ones and let it go to market and didn't do a recall. Come on. That's just cheesy. So anyway, and why do people not buy, other brands of vehicles? Why don't we have European pickups in America? Well, you need to look up something called the chicken tax, because the chicken tax is basically, some tax made up in the early 60s where, they wouldn't buy our chickens, so we said them, we wouldn't buy their trucks, and then it just became this big pissing war on each other with Germany and Europe. And so for some reason that chicken tax never went away. So why is Chevy and Ford the number one selling pickups? Because we can't buy European pickups because they have the chicken tax, and the tax is so high on them that they can't compete in our market. So the only one that's been able to do that is Mercedes and Ford, or Mercedes and some of the Japanese companies. I don't think they have the same tax there, but because they're assembled here in the United States. So what they do is, like on the what's it called, the Mercedes Sprinter, is they send over all the parts or pieces of it. They send it in sections, and we assemble it here, and then it's considered an American vehicle because it was actually made here. Part of it was, or something. I don't know. They figured out how to get it through the system that way. So why are American trucks number one? It's because we've got taxes like hell on everybody else's, so we can't even sell theirs. If we got rid of those chicken taxes, General Motors and Ford would probably go out of business. That's just the bottom line. Talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.